Well.
How you doing, Gerry?
Hi, Gerry. Glad to see you, Gerry. You all right? How's the crack over here? Katie?
Rusty.
Dave?
She's eating smart.
Oh, hey, Gabriel. Oh, Gerry. When we make a promise, Gabriel, we deliver.
Oh, I like it.
Forced out, you didn't get out of the car to shake your hand.
Sorry, man.
How are you, Dad?
That horseman yesterday, Gareth.
Yeah, 3-9, yeah. We can Robin every week. The other one didn't roll.
He was Nicholas.
No, he rolled.
He ran, yeah.
The other one that Jimmy Murphy was wearing.
Oh, he didn't run.
Thank you. You're well. Perfect. Yeah. All right. How are you doing? Thank you. Good, Gerry.
Well, today is a historic day in West Wicklow when we welcome the President of Sinn Féin, Mr. Gerry Adams, to Blessington. Gerry Adams has played an important role in helping to end troubles in Northern Ireland and was a key figure in the Friday Agreement on the 10th of April 1998. I am very honoured to present him with this memento from West Wicklow, which I'll do in a moment. A memento of our history of West Wicklow, which too is renowned in playing its own part in Irish history through all the struggles down through the centuries. But today is a new day and a new time. History today is about change and the future of Ireland and West Wicklow and about ourselves. We look forward to moving on and addressing the needs that is relevant to us in 2009. There is a man among us, right here, right now, who has been active. Gerry has been active in our community affairs here in Blessington and West Wicklow. He is well aware of and understands the problems of the local people both here, where he lives here in Blessington, close to Blessington, and indeed throughout West Wicklow. That man, of course, is our own Gerry O'Neill. Gerry, who will make history on June the 5th when he's elected by the people of West Wicklow to bring So Gerry will bring our problems and issues to the table in Wicklow County Council to have them addressed by the powers that be. We wish both juries great success and the very best of luck with the coming election. Bear bua we span out. Now I'd like to present this to Gerry to be added.
Well, go to míle mágad, Maureen agus tá sé scríbte an seo céad míle fáilte, so tá mé bhuaigh díobh se a haine an fáilte mór. Agus tá sibse go hán fláthúil. First of all, I want to say I'm very, very pleased to be here, and I want to thank you for the very warm welcome. I'm here with Richard Macaulay and Paul, and we're dashing about the country a wee bit the way Michael Dwyer used to dash about Wicklow in times going past. And I want to say I forgive you for beating Antrim at the football there recently, and congratulations on winning the game at the weekend. But look, what's this election about? It's about change. That's if we want change. Now it may be that we don't want change. Maybe we're happy enough, as a woman said to me, they must think we're a load of gobshites. Maybe we're happy enough to be shafted and messed about, and for the government to look after their friends and banking and development and all of that, while they cut family incomes and attack old age pensioners and cut children with special needs as allowances. That maybe we're prepared to put up with that. Or it may be that we're actually at a point of definition in this part of Ireland, that we can tell the government parties that not only do we want change, but we want change which is going to be deep-seated. And I represent the Republican Party, and what republicanism is about essentially is citizens' rights. Now, of course there are responsibilities for citizens, but rights, the right to, as a birthright, to an entitlement to be treated as free people. And just because you're a woman, or just because you live in a rural area, or just because you have special needs, or just because you come from the wrong side of the tracks, doesn't mean you should be treated any less well than anyone else. And what we have seen here is the wealth of the Celtic Tiger, which was created by working people, squandered. We argued in the course of all of that boom time that those finances, the surplus, should have been put into proper public health services. What have you got here? You've got the plan to close Crumlin Children's Hospital. You've the same in Tara. You have a shredding of public services. A rural area like this suffers from a lack of public transport, cuts in post office services, and children invariably are still being taught in prefabs or in inadequate school buildings. But most of all, people are just being led off on the dole. People are just being paid off. And what Sinn Féin's arguing for is for a change in all of that, for values which are about fairness and decency and equality to be the cornerstone. Now, what's happening at state level is also happening locally. And Gerry O'Neill is no stranger to elections. He is a veteran of election campaigns, and he works here diligently in between elections because he just doesn't want to get elected for the sake of it. He wants to get elected so that he can bring about his Republican vision and he can represent local people on local issues. The worst thing that could happen here in this election is that people stay at home. That's the worst thing that could happen, because that's as good as giving a vote to the government parties. The worst thing is when the recession is sorted out, is that the fat cats remain at the top and the rest of us remain where we've always been. So that's why this election is go hon tabhacht tuck. It's Tehan, go hon tabhacht tuck and Tehan Shaw. I would appeal, there's no doubt, even with the people here gathered here, leaving aside the door knocking and the formal campaigning and all the rest of it, if people here just undertook, each of us, to go away from here today and get a blank piece of paper and write down 20 names of people who you are personally going to text or email or phone or contact, family members, neighbours, friends in college, people we used to know, extended family members. Just make out your own wee list. Whatever else is happening here with the Sinn Féin team, work out your own wee list. If everybody does that, I have no doubt that Gerry O'Neill will be elected here as your councillor if you do that. We've enough people there today to deliver this election. The other thing is, I'm often asked about a United Ireland. Are we going to see a United Ireland? We are going to see a United Ireland. I mean, not just in my lifetime, but Mrs. O'Neill, in your lifetime. Because what we have opened up through the Good Friday Agreement arrangements is not just peace in the north, and you can't take that for granted, but it's a peaceful and democratic way to progress into Irish unity. And we're working, Martin McGuinness and the rest of them, every day with the Unionists, which is very challenging. But, you know, if people here think that things have to remain the same, then just look at the north. Could anybody here have envisaged Ian Paisley being in government with Martin McGuinness? Can anybody have envisaged Martin McGuinness and Ian Paisley getting on so well? So that proves that nothing is impossible. If you've political will, if you've political support, if you have strategy, tenacity and determination, you can turn any situation around. So I would like to ask you all, I think there are about 13 days, 12 days, Friday week, just to make that the most important political thing you can do in your entire life is between now and Friday week is to get every single person you can to come out and vote for this champion of our party, Gerry O'Neill. Go to Mila Margaret.
Okay, as I said earlier, again, thanks for coming out. And Gerry is actually leaving Avonry now in a few minutes, and he's crossing over to Bray and on to our other candidate, John Snell, in Rathnew. And from there, I think he has a trip to Louth and back to Dublin. So all this has to be done within a couple of hours. So again, I just want to thank again Gerry for coming into West Wicklow here. As I said earlier, it's the first time we've had the honour of a president of the area, and it's a big, big thrill for me, I tell you, to get our Rotron in Blessington here. And again, Gerry, thanks very, very much for coming in.
Thank you.